Alright, it's Ildi. Here we go with the front body. If you look at Jake, I'm gonna show you again how we're gonna work with the peanut. We're gonna get to the inside of the pelvis bone. You're gonna grab your peanut, find the ridge of your pelvis, and then you're gonna put the peanut on the inside. This is gonna release all the tension from your hip flexors, which is quite important because we flex in the hip throughout the entire time we play. We're gonna be doing that on both sides. Then we're gonna bring the peanut up and place it under the floating ribs. As far as we can, we're probably not gonna touch the bottom of the base of the sternum, but we're gonna give a little stretch and a little release, or some of us a lot, to the muscles that attach to the floating ribs and also to the diaphragm. Next spot will be the top of the sternum, where we find the collarbones. So the top of the sternum will align with the little divot in the peanut, and each ball of the peanut will be under the collarbones. I do find it very useful to do just each side of the collarbones, and it's also a very interesting sensation bringing the peanut up towards the eyebrows. But we'll decide about if we want to do that at the end or not. Again, you're gonna be lying down on the floor. You're gonna find the right side of the body first. All right? So let's have you down. And find that peanut and place it onto the inside of your pelvis. Bring the forehead down onto the forearms, straighten the legs so the top of the feet are on the ground. You will see me holding my head up. I don't have my mic on, so if I put my head down, you won't be able to see me. But you please place the forehead on the top of your forearms. Now, keep reaching through the big toes so the legs are in traction. If your feet cramp, curl under the toes and push through the heels until you get rid of the cramp, and then flip the feet again, and the top of the feet are on the ground. Shift your weight to the right and feel how that peanut, if you place the peanut well, you feel all the tension, it just melts away. Now the first few seconds is probably a little bit of ouch. Then you unsqueeze the butt muscles and the facial muscles. Take a deep breath in there. And then let the peanut do the work. Shift the pelvis to the left, shift it back to the right. Put some pressure in there. And then roll over to the right. Grab the peanut and place it under the left side, inside the hip bone. Again, your forehead is down, legs are reaching long, top of the feet are reaching. Shift the pelvis from side to side. When I shift the pelvis to the left, I discover certain body parts that I didn't know it existed. Breathe into that. Unsqueeze the butt muscles, and then slowly shift the weight to the right so you can take the peanut out, and release the forehead for a second. No peanut anywhere, bend the knees, do a couple of windshield wipers from side to side, just to reset the pelvis. Then come on up on all fours, have the peanut on each side of the sternum, all the way to the bottom. Now stay on the forearms for a moment. The peanut is not on the sternum. Find the bottom of the sternum, go down an inch and a half, and then release the body weight. Hold the weight. Well, maybe your head will not touch the ground. Just let it release, tucking the chin. This should be very uncomfortable. A lot of muscle attachment in here. Also some organs we're pressing on. And we're definitely challenging the diaphragm, which is your breathing muscle. We're trying to release that. It's not an easy task. Top of the feet are on the ground. You can reach with one leg a little longer And then with the other leg, do a little traction, and you're gonna notice how the weight shift and the traction of the leg changes the stretch and the trigger point release. Ooh. If this is too much, bring the elbows a little closer to you under the shoulder and back off with the body weight. So you are in control. Nobody is making you do anything that you don't want to do. If I want a little more tension release, I will get deeper by sliding the elbows forward and allowing the upper body to sink in more. If you find yourself that you stopped breathing and you squeeze in your buttocks, you are too intense. You get in more intensity than release. And then shift the weight to one side so you can take the peanut out and just release the forehead onto your forearms for a breath or two. Grab the peanut again, bring it directly to the top of the sternum, and place the muscles just under the collarbone on that peanut. Take the arms out to the side and create a goalie position. Bend the elbows 90 degrees. Tuck in the chin. Forehead could rest on the floor. Mine will not, because then you won't hear me speaking. Push the right shoulder closer to the floor. That will create a little more tension and pressure point on the right. And then push the left shoulder down towards the floor. Notice which side needs a little more release. I'm a right-handed player, so I always find that the right side of my body, I have to do double time. And then bring the arms under you so you can lift your chest. And now place the peanut under the right collarbone. So the peanut is not crossing. The sternum is just under the right collarbone, chin tucks in, forehead on the ground, arms to a goalie position. And again, shift the entire body weight over to the right, lifting the left hip bone and the left shoulder a little bit. Push the right side down, and then bring the chest and the hip back to the center. Push again into the right side, forehead is on the ground, you're not lifting the head. You can hang out here for half an hour if this feels good. For time's sake, I'm going to switch to the other side. The peanut is under the left collarbone. Goalie position. Shifting the weight to the left. Forehead is down on the floor. Shifting the weight back to the center. Ooh, that's actually, find a nice trigger point in there. Breathe into that. Listen to your body. Again, scale of 1 to 10. I like to be between 6 and 7 for a beneficial release. If I go 8, 9 or 10, it's so painful that I'm just going to tighten up everything. So I'm making it worse. Listen to your body. Good. And then take it out, bring the forehands to the front and release your forehead. And let's do a bonus. Find your eyebrows, where your eyebrows meet in the middle. That's where you, well, hopefully they don't meet, or if they do, that's fine. That's where you're going to put the little divot of the peanut. And the eyebrows will rest on the peanut. Now the head is heavier than you would think, so you might need to back off a little bit. Or if you'd like, you can just release the weight of the head into the peanut through the eyebrows. Breathe. If you have not done this, lift the head a little bit and then just release for a second or two. Lift the head not so far that the peanut slides out, but just a tiny release, and then let the head be heavy again. I have been doing this for a while. I also add a little bit of chin tuck in so the peanut would roll up towards my hairline. And then gently I roll that peanut again and it comes back to my eyebrow. For now, I'm not going to the eye socket. I'm just going to do this, massage the muscles on the forehead. Back to the eyebrow. Push with the right eyebrow a little more. Push with the left eyebrow a little more. And I'm going to find the spot where I feel the most tension and take 2 more breaths in there. Of course, you can stay longer. For time's sake, I'm just going to take the peanut out and bring the forehead down onto the forearms. Knees are bent, toes point up to the ceiling. Do 2 windshield wipers from side to side. Come back to the center, knees are bent. Curl the toes. If you were holding a pencil, don't let the pencil drop, the imaginary pencil, and do the windshield wiper. And then release the legs. So that was the front of the body. Let me know if you have any questions.